we are going to be talking about triangles and congruent triangles. Remember, this symbol right here means congruent. If one angle is congruent to another, and one of them's 50, the other one's 50 degrees. Congruent means they're equal measures. Okay, so today you're going to be able to classify triangles by their sides and by their angles. So look at this first one. Do you see the hash mark here, here, and here? Notice how they all have 1 on them? That means that they are equal to each other. Do you remember what a triangle is called when it has all 3 sides that are equal? Carly? When all 3 sides are equal, it's called equilateral. All right. So if a triangle is equilateral, it automatically is going to mean that these angles are going to be equal. Okay? Does anybody remember what all the angles of a triangle add up to be? Yes, all the angles add up to 180. If all 3 of these are equal, what does that mean each one has to equal? 90, 90, and 90 is not 180. Yep, these are all 60-degree angles. Okay? So now somebody said, according to its angles, they said it's acute. Yes, it is, but aren't all of those angles equal? So not only is it equilateral, it's also equiangular. Equa meaning equal, angular, and equal sides. You're going to have to know that. One of them's in your homework like that. So when all 3 sides are equal, it's an equilateral triangle. What do you notice about this one? 2 sides are equal, right? Everybody see that? 2 sides are equal? Yes? Anybody remember what it's called when 2 sides are equal? It's called isosceles. So based on its side lengths, this is an isosceles triangle. 3 sides equal, equilateral. 2 sides equal, isosceles. Now here's something you guys need to know. On an isosceles triangle, see this? This is automatically true. If I draw an arrow from the side that has a hash mark to the opposite angle, and I do that with this one too, see that? This is always true. They're called the base angles, and they are always congruent. They're always equal. So on an isosceles triangle, the base angles are equal too. So you need to know that. It's going to come up in the homework. And then look at this next one. How many sides are equal there? No sides equal. So no sides are equal. It's a scalene triangle. Okay, so you got 3, 2, and no sides congruent. Those are by its sides, but we also name a triangle by its angles. Look at this one. What do you notice about this one, Connor?
It has a 90-degree angle.
What's a 90-degree angle called?
Right angle.
It's a right triangle. Good. That's a right triangle. There's your right angle. Look at the next one. What do you notice about the angles in the next one, Zach?
They're smaller than 90 degrees, which would make it acute.
See how they're all less than 90 degrees? And he said which makes it acute. They're all acute angles, so it's an acute triangle. It is so cute. It's a cute one. Look at the next one. Jaden. It is. See, he said that's greater than 90, so it's an obtuse triangle. Now, here's the thing. You say, but Mrs. Bowen, these are still acute. These two right here. Yeah, so what? If this was 20 degrees and this was 20 degrees, that's 40 degrees, right? That means this one would have to be 140 degrees. It has to be an acute. The other two angles have to be acute because you've got one obtuse angle, right? Can a triangle have two 90-degree angles in it? If two of them were 90, 90 and 90 is what?
180.
That would leave the other angle to be 0 degrees. You can't have that, can you? No, so you could only have one obtuse angle. All right, so here's where I said all the angles of a triangle add up to what?
180.
This is how they will say it in a math book. Okay? The sum, what does sum mean? Kingston? The sum of the angles. So if you add the angles together, it's going to equal what? 180. That's all they're saying. Okay? So these next problems say, find x and classify the triangle by its sides and its angles. Number one, you can kind of tell what it is. So since there are no hash marks, this is scalene. And we can't tell. We can't just say, oh, I think it's acute. Can't do that. We have to know that these three together add up to what? So I'm going to write x plus 28 plus 50 equals 180 degrees. I'm going to solve it by adding these two together, the 50 and 28. So I get x plus 78 equals 180. Put my wall up. Subtract 78 on both sides. So what's x going to equal? What's x going to equal, Bella? 102, is that what you said? 102 degrees, right? So this angle right here is 102 degrees. So it's scalene. Is it acute? No, it's what? Obtuse. It's a right triangle because it has a right angle. And it's isosceles, correct? Two congruent sides. It's isosceles. Now, the easiest way to find x in this one, you could write an equation like the last one. You could say x plus 45 plus 90 equals 180. But remember, you guys, when it's an isosceles triangle like this one up here, don't we know the base angles are congruent? So look at this one. If I draw a cross from that, that's what? What should that one equal?
45.
X is going to equal 45 degrees. And think about it. Is 45 plus 45, what's 45 plus 45? Plus another 90? That works. Number 3. It has no hash marks on it, so it's, what do all the angles add up to? Well, one angle's x, isn't it? Plus another angle is x plus 5. Plus the other angle is 2x plus 15. That should equal 180 degrees. So he said add like terms. What do you get there?
4x
Plus, and he said add those, plus 20 equals 180. Now we put our wall up and 20 on both sides. We get 4x equals 160. We done? Now we're gonna put the wall back up and x is equal, or divide both sides by 4. X is gonna equal what? 40? We are not done yet. This angle right here is going to be 40 degrees, right? This one, it says x plus 5. What's x? 40. So we take 40 plus 5, which is? That one's 45 degrees. This one is 2x, so 2 times 40, which is? Plus 15. This angle right here is 95 degrees. So one's 40, one's 45, and one's 95. So it's scalene and it is obtuse. And then the last part is super easy. It says, is it possible to make a triangle with the given side lengths? 13 centimeters, 18 centimeters, and 26 centimeters. What this theorem says here is that if you add two sides together of a triangle, it must be greater than the third side. In every case, every combination of sides. So if you look at number 4, I'm just going to start here. I'm going to add 13 plus 18. And I want to ask myself, is that greater than 26? Yes? Yep. That one works. Now I got to pick two other sides. I'm going to take 18 plus 26 and see if that's greater than my third side of 13. Is it? 18 is already greater than 13, right? And then the last combination is what? 13 plus 26? Is that greater than 18? So can you draw a triangle? Yes. You do number 5. Is 11 plus 4 greater than 21? So, can you draw a triangle? And you don't have to check anything else. And then this. What are these called? So what do all the angles of a triangle have to add up to? Add them up. If they're 180, yes, it's a triangle. If not, 179. Harley, is that a triangle? No, it has to be 180.